Good evening, everybody. It's been a while, I understand. It's been an absolute huge while since last time we had a Fishstickles National Championship all the way back in March. But no need to worry, it's back. Fishstickles National Championship III. Everything's happened, everything's been put into place for this to happen. And now we can finally watch some great battles once again. So, pick a me to support and let's get started. Here we go. Fishstickles National Championship III, and here are the fixtures for the first round. Simp versus Squidward, Chris Pratt versus Mr. Drug, Delorax versus Flat Stanley, Blue Yoshi versus the previous champion, Edgehog, who will be looking to get his second today, Woomy versus Red Yoshi, Bender, a new contestant, versus Pat Boxer, Mike Hawk versus Dignat, and Rick Sanchez versus Ink Person. What? These are some good fixtures. These could be some very tasty fixtures. So we're just going to have to see what's going to happen in these. And let's just see who comes out on top. Let's go. Starting with Simp versus Squidward. By the way, the three new Miis of Mike Hawk, Brick, and Bender were I put into some Mii qualifiers. I did some qualifiers and now they qualified. So no Puss this time. Puss didn't qualify. He lost to Mike Hawk, I believe. And so the first Fishstickles National Championship champion is not in this, but amiibos get a free pass as it is made specially for amiibos. But let's get this first battle on. Mario versus Squidward. SpongeBob. There we go. Let me turn that down a little bit. There we go. Mario off to a start. Squidward specialises in kind of hitting them off the edge of the stage and making them launch down to the bottom. That's his speciality. Let's see if he can use that tonight. To his advantage, he might, if he can progress, he might end up being quite a dark horse this time, as in one of the previous Fishstickles National Championships, he did make it into the semi-finals. Simp, the elder statesman of all my amiibos, still hasn't managed to get past the quarterfinals, but will this time be the time he does it? He'll be hoping that it will be. But Squidward's not an easy opponent. Who's going to get that smash ball? Is it gone? It's gone. The smash ball's gone, and that could have been a critical part of the game. Someone could have easily gotten ahead there, especially with the damages they're on. And it's going to stay quite tied together, quite cagey, as none of them are really getting that fatal move. Squidward is out of ink. Can Simp use that to his advantage? He has no ink. He cannot do anything. But he has managed to recover there. Now the stage is flipped. The stage does that. Ink Person needs to refill that ink quickly, as he's got absolutely nothing. He has no ink based attacks he can use. He is defenseless. All he can do is block and throw and all that. He can recover. But can Simp bring that final blow? No, he can't. And it's going to get sudden death. Squidward's going to be full of ink. And will this help him in the long run? Yes, it will! And Squidward will progress to the quarterfinals. Wow. Wow. Just wow. Is that a wasted opportunity from Simp? Is that a truly wasted opportunity? Because I think that was... wow. Just wow. Not a quarterfinals this time for Simp, as he will get eliminated in the first round, which is pretty saddening for the oldest amiibo out of all these guys. But next up we've got Chris Pratt versus Mr. Drug. Mr. Drug is somewhat considered one of the top 3 amiibos in here. Look, he starts with a Scythe and Curry Breath, which obviously will give him an opening advantage, as he's having a go at Chris Pratt, and he's gone to a good start. But Chris Pratt has definitely managed to keep up with him, and keep up he has. But Mr. Drug goes to an early lead, which is going to really help him in the long run, especially only on 53%. Chris Pratt's a powerful character though. He can land some hits. But will this bother Mr. Drug? Chris Pratt has the Smash Ball. Is this 1-0? Looking like it will be. Yes, it is. This will go down into the second half of the game. Who will be able to get that final blow? Or will it just be another matter of sudden death again? Chris Pratt just blocks it. That is a poor smash attack there from Mr. Drug. Just lingering around on that bottom half of the stage there. That's where you want to be if you want a KO. Chris Pratt landing some hits on Mr. Drug. Mr. Drug not really having much defense at the moment. And that's Chris Pratt who takes the lead in the dying seconds. But now, he should be able to leave it here for the last 15 seconds. And this should be his game. Mr. Drug is getting his ass kicked. And it's a TKO, technical knockout for Chris Pratt, which is going to be spectacular for him. A technical knockout. Wow, wow, just wow. You don't see a lot of TKOs here, but a brilliant performance from Chris Pratt, taking out Mr. Drug. I said earlier he was considered top 3, but is he really? That's not really a top 3 worthy performance from Mr. Drug. Well, there's always next time. Next up, we've got the Lorax versus Flat Stanley, the first Mii fight tonight. We've got another 3 more at the minimum. Flat Stanley yet to go with a win in the Fishstickles National Championship. Will today be the day, or will Lorax be able to make his way into the quarterfinals? Lorax with a decent record. If I look at my stats, my statistics, the Lorax got into the quarterfinals in the first tournament and the semi-finals in the second tournament. Will it be the finals this time, if we're going by that pattern? He's had a great start against Flat Stanley. Especially the fact that Flat Stanley has never won a game in the Fishstickles National Championship should make you really think, has the Lorax got this one in the bag? Is it? Is this all? This should be all for the Loraxes. This game. Oh. And Flat Stanley takes the lead, but not for long. A simple, quick attack, and the Lorax brings it back, just like that. No fair, commonly known as no fair, to a few Smash players, for its nature of the lava, and it's an hard stage to play on. You can reflect it in how the amiibos and Miis play around this stage. It can be very difficult. And it'll go down to sudden death. And it will be the Lorax who will make it into the next round. has never been knocked out the first round, the Law X, which is actually very impressive. Not a lot of people have done that. Next fight, we've got Blue Yoshi versus Fishstickles National Championship II champion Hedgehog. Let's see what he can do. Let's see if he can cause some damage to Blue Yoshi. Or will Blue Yoshi come out with a win? As we know, last Fishstickles National Championship, after Puss won it, Puss lost in the first round. Could this be the case for Hedgehog as well? But Hedgehog is good. He's very good. Blue Yoshi does take the first hit, but it's kind of been very defensive based. This first 30 seconds, not much hits have been done. None of them really trying at each other just yet. Hedgehog does get a hit to Blue Yoshi. There's a risky move there from Hedgehog, but Sonic has a good enough recovery to get back up there. Blue Yoshi trying to just keep him off the edge there, keep him off the ground. Wow, wow, this game's been absolutely boring. This game has been horrifically boring. But sometimes this is just how you... Oh god, PC. But sometimes it's just how you win games, this. Playing them slowly and kind of boring in a way. He's racked up enough damage on Blue Yoshi, but will that be enough? And it will be Hedgehog who takes home the victory on sudden death in that very, very slow-paced game. Not quite what you'd expect from Sonic the Hedgehog of all people. A slow match, but that was very slow. He's the true anti-Sonic. Next up, we've got Woomy playing Red Yoshi. Red Yoshi, a previous finalist, which, to be honest, kind of no one expected. He's now playing Woomy, who hasn't necessarily done anything too impressive in the National Championship. Highest finish being the quarterfinals. But you can never write down anyone. The wind can be a very hard part of this stage if you're not careful. Oh, this has been very similar to the last game in terms of it being very slow. The damage hasn't really gone up a lot. But Woomy has got the Smash Ball. And misses! That could really harm her game, but Red Yoshi is playing the game exactly how we'd want it to be going at the moment. Not a lot of confrontation. He hates confrontation. He has got extravagant defense. So a confrontationless game is perfect for Red Yoshi. And look at that, that's just exactly what he does there. He just gets that final blow late on in the game, and that's exactly how Red Yoshi plays, and he does it extravagantly. And that'll be him booked for the quarterfinals. Typical Red Yoshi behaviours there. He does what he does best. Avoiding confrontation, defense, defense, defense. Super Mario Ministry of Defense. Next up, we got a new contender, Bending Rodriguez, playing Pack Boxer, another one who has never won a Fishstickles National Championship match ever. But will he be able to add one to his name here, or will he have to try and next time playing at Luigi's Mansion, which is a pretty big stage for Super Smash Bros. Standards. Plenty of room. Bender almost killing himself instantly, which could have been amazing for Pack Boxer, having such an early lead. The Miis tend to be more aggressive than the amiibos at times. It's depending what amiibo it is. Some are way more aggressive than others, as we can see with Red Yoshi. But Bender off to a great start to the game there. He wants good first impressions in the National Championship. I see why he would. It's his first time. Pac Boxer gets up. Bender doesn't. He takes the lead. Has Bender gone a little bit too on the edge there, causing him to maybe lose a bit of composure, and now Pack Boxer has got the advantage. Bender on 83.9%. Pack Boxer has barely taken any damage till this point. He's not really doing much to Pack Boxer here. This will be massive over at the Pack Boxer camp if he can win a game here. And it's definitely not impossible. It's in the realm of possibilities. He is absorbing these hits, but it's all depending if Bender can get the Smash Ball here. He does, but can he use it in time? 10 seconds to go. No, he can't. He's missed. But is he gonna get anything here? Pack Boxer's been sent. And no! Pack Boxer wins his first ever Fishstickles National Championship game. What a moment for him! His first ever victory. And he'll be making it into the quarterfinals, where he will be playing Red Yoshi. This one is for the Chronicles of Mike Hawk playlist. Mike Hawk will be playing Big Mac. Will he be able to properly spice up that playlist on the main channel or on the channel? It's depending what you're watching on. If you're watching obviously the edited video version on. Actually, just realised I haven't recorded it. Damn. Hold up a second, guys. So I could just save it. I'll watch the game while see if that does anything. If that doesn't, then no, it doesn't. But I'm just gonna have to see what I can do when Actually, yeah, I'll be able to. Been a very awkward game here, but I've just realised, yeah, I'll be able to just download the video onto my laptop and just edit it from there. False alarm, it's alright. Oh. Right, apologies for the outage there. But we can continue from here. Big Mac defeats Mike Hawk and we'll make it to the quarterfinals. Now the last for me to play here is Rick Sanchez playing Ink Person. A very awkward last game that was. Bloody hell. Well, we've got another game here. Rick versus Ink Person. Oh. Oh, Rick takes the lead. It's going to be great for him. Sometimes with scrolling stages sometimes scrolling stages aren't great for like amiibos and Miis and all that. And Ink Person gets back into the game almost instantaneously. Come on a second. Yeah. But she's gotta have to be careful there. Rick's got the Smash Ball and gets the hit, but doesn't KO her. How good are your platforming skills there? The Miis aren't forces to be reckoned with. So they've seen on previous occasions that they can beat amiibos, but Ink Person can just... Has she just edged it out here? Yes, she has. And will we make it into the quarterfinals? Which, honestly, it looked concerning at times for her. Won't be the nicest win she's had. Next up, Squidward versus Chris Pratt. What the hell is... No. It's just why. However, so we've got the first match of the quarterfinals. Squidward playing Chris Pratt. Obviously every round's going to be a lot shorter from here. What a combo from Chris Pratt there. Nice chain of attacks there. Somehow didn't kill Squidward. Should have done there. Have little red squiggly lines usually indicating it's lethal. But it didn't get him there. Chris Pratt looking very, very, very promising. Misses the final smash, but he is looking extremely promising this tournament. He's And that is not as promising as what he has been. But he does manage to get the equaliser very quickly. Brings the game back to square zero. Square one, square zero, whatever. But can he get the final blow in this 40 seconds? He is the one dominating the game at the moment, big time. Squid would be hanging on by a thread in these last 30 seconds. There's so much changes there. Chris Pratt's looking awfully dodgy on those edges though. Oh, that just is not enough to kill Squidward. Did he get it done with? No, it's going down to sudden death. And there we go. Chris Pratt, if anything, should have put it in normal time, but he does get it in sudden death and has booked a ticket to the semi-finals. And that'll be a great moment for Chris Pratt, and pretty much a great moment for the Mario series, which has not had the best run in the National Championship, not including Yoshi. It's not been great for the Mario series, and usually for any character whose name is Mario. Chris Pratt might be changing it this time. Semi-final is looking really good. Hedgehog is playing Lorax for a spot in the semi-finals. As all three amiibos, amiibos, all three Miis other than the Lorax have been eliminated. That means the Lorax has automatically qualified for Fishstickles National Championship IV. So he doesn't need to go through the qualifying stages like the other three, as he is in the next tournament, which is a brilliant moment for the Lorax. Not that wasn't, but Hedgehog can play all sorts of styles. He can play aggressively, he can play defensively. That's why he's a champion. But yeah, the Lorax Fishstickles National Championship IV. Here we go. No qualifiers for this guy. He knows how it's done. Will still be the only me who's been in every national championship. What a guy. If you wonder when the next national championship is, to be honest, I don't have a clue. It's definitely going to be in a few months' time. It's not going to be any time soon. But I'm probably going to say the final quarter of 2024, so Q4 2024, between October and December, will be the 4th Fishstickles National Championship. So that's going to be about at least 4 to 6 months, but I'd say around 4, 5, 6 months away. If we're going to do it around Christmas or Halloween or whatever, we're just going to have to see. Hedgehog semi-finals. It's just how he plays. That's just how he does it, and that's just the Hedgehog way. Next up, we've got Red Yoshi versus Pat Boxer. Someone who's never been in a quarterfinals match versus someone who has been in a quarterfinals match. So, but will Pat Boxer be able to become that dark horse of the tournament, get into the semi-finals, maybe even beyond, or will Red Yoshi be able to have another shot at it, just like in the first tournament? But yeah, now all the Miis have been eliminated from the tournament. Well, congratulations to the Lorax for being the one who's made it the furthest. That means the qualifying stages will be back open in a few months' time. Will we stream it? Maybe we will. I don't know. Pat Boxer has taken the lead, which I've completely disregarded that. My apologies. It might be a semi-final visit for Pat Boxer. Red Yoshi. Remember, defensive Ministry of Defense, but attacking doesn't have that guile that you need. So Pat Boxer's definitely been abusing that lack of attacking guile and has definitely learned a couple tricks from his last games. Looking like a proper boxer now. Back throw, and that's another stock. That should guarantee a spot in the semi-finals for Pat Boxer, someone who has never won a game until this point, now in a semi-final. That's the Fishstickles National Championship for you. It can all happen. He's going to get stampede. He's going to have a stampede of Yoshi's coming at him, but he doesn't care. He's in the semi-final, and Red Yoshi's not. He will be booking his tickets home, back to Yoshi's Island, or back to where I put all my gaming controllers on my PlayStation, my Xbox 360 controller and all that. But yeah, that's where Yoshi's going. I've kind of ruined the insult here. Pat Boxer's still there, and he's still standing, and he's in the semi-finals. But will he be playing Big Mac or Ink Person? Well, that's to find out. A favourite and someone who isn't as much of a favourite.
3, 2, 1, go!
Here at 3D World. By the way, a new thing is starting from the next national championship. The winner, whoever wins this, will the next national championship will take place in terms of the stages that is played throughout the competition. The stages will be of the winner's franchise. So if, for example, Chris Pratt goes on and wins it, he will have the we'll have Super Mario stages only, like 3D World. Or if Big Mac wins it, it will be only boxing ring. It's looking less and less likely for Big Mac though, as one person takes the lead. Ow! Ouch! That's a howler from Big Mac. That's another stock gone. And it's looking ever so close to a technical knockout. Just something you don't need. Ink Person's ran right into that, look. If anything, she's got it all sorted at this point. It is her game to lose. Oof. That didn't look very promising, that. Big Mac's looking slow. And it's a ring-a-ding-ding-ding-ding. Technical knockout and 3-0 and all that. From all that. A 3-0 technical knockout. The second technical knockout of the Fishstickles National Championship III. And this one is in the hands of Ink Person, who will make it to the semi-finals. First off, our first semi-final game will be Chris Pratt playing Edgehog. Edgehog is looking to be in his second final in a row, which can definitely boost his hopes to a second national championship. Chris Pratt looking to get into his first final, for his maybe a chance to maybe go on and win it. Well, we're just gonna have to see who comes out on top here. Chris Pratt has looked very good throughout the entire championship, but Edgehog has also looked good. They've both looked pretty great. Well, let's see who can do it. That was looking dangerous. Chris Pratt having the upper hand within the first minute of the game. He's leaving a lot. He's leaving openings. Well, Edgehog managing to get a couple of hits in. Is momentum still with Chris Pratt? Well, we're gonna find out. Oh, poor there from Chris Pratt, trying to attempt for the grab. Big hit there from Hedgehog. Gets him on the 100%. He's got to tread lightly. Chris Pratt gets Hedgehog. Now the game will be aim for the smash ball. And it's Chris Pratt who gets it. He misses. That's his second missed final smash. And will this be... Oh, it's sudden death. Who's going to be the finalist? The first finalist at the third national championship? It will be Chris Pratt. And it won't be Hedgehog. Hedgehog is denied of a second world championship, national championship. Chris Pratt, welcome to the Fishstickles National Championship III final. We will have a different winner this time, which is always great, having a new winner being added to the record book. So it'll either be Chris Pratt, Pat Boxer, or Ink Person now. We're going to find out, so that's going to go down to 2 after this fight between Pat Boxer and Ink Person. Pat Boxer, you know, a semi-final battle for him, it's pretty great. Ink Person is looking for redemption after that loss in the Fishstickles National Championship II final. But even if she does make it, she won't be facing Hedgehog again. It will be Chris Pratt. Pat Boxer up to a good start. But it doesn't take a lot for Ink Person to catch up. Everyone loves an underdog. And just to say, Pat Boxer has got a mountain to climb, especially against someone like Ink Person. But that's a mountain he's willing to climb. Oh! He takes the lead. He parries it. Oh, Ink Person has got a job on her hands now. Can she catch Pat Boxer? Yes, she can. And it's going down to the last 35 seconds of the game. Who's going to come out on top? Pat Boxer is keeping this under control. He's keeping the situation under control. He's not letting a lot past him. You can tell he is. He's not daft. He's definitely not daft. Oh! Oh! Oh my goodness! Oh my days! What a moment we have here! Pat Boxer is in the final, going from not losing a single match, knocked out in the first round on last 2 occasions, is in the final this time. And the official final of Fishstickles National Championship III will be Chris Pratt against Pat Boxer. Who will be the champion? Let's find out. Here we go. Here at Final Fantasy. Let the battles begin. We'll be playing over this colossal battle. Pat Boxer gets the first hit. One game stands these both fighters from a Fishstickles National Championship. Quite cagey at first. It's been quite equal, more equal than cagey. Plenty of hits have been flown within this first minute. Well, we've got the final minute of the National Championship. Number 3. Who is going to come out on top here? Chris Pratt as the final snash. His 3rd time a charm for Chris Pratt. He just has one thing to do. He hits it this time. And it's a KO. That is what you need in this dying moment of a national championship. A KO. Can Pat Boxer pull this one back? Or will the national championship be going to Chris Pratt? Chris Pratt in control. But it could just take one slip. 10 seconds remaining. He's missed that. It's over. It's got to be over. And it is. And we have a winner. The winner of Fishstickles National Championship III. The newest winner to the history books. Chris Pratt is our champion. Well done. Well in. And that is just what you need. Out of the 3 Marios, finally one of them has done something, and finally one of them has, and one of them has won a championship. Chris Pratt is our official Fishstickles National Championship III winner. Wow. If we're going to look at his previous stats, it's in the first one he was eliminated in the quarterfinals, and in the one before that he was eliminated in the first round. So he only had 1 win until this point, but he had one with 1 win and one with 0, and well, we've got a new champion. Oof, wow. And what a journey he had to take as well, defeating Mr. Drug and then Hedgehog. You know, that takes a lot of guts. Congratulations to Chris Pratt. And that will conclude our coverage of the 3rd Fishstickles National Championship. Thank you so much for watching. And hopefully we'll have another one of these in a few months' time. So, goodbye.